Cover letters are a waste of time. Recruiters hardly ever read them. Well, thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Dude, you're forgetting about the unadvertised jobs? Right. I did forget about the unadvertised jobs. You know what? It's not a cover letter that you need. It's a problem letter. Look, come here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Darren DeLuca here, and welcome to the Ramblin' Recruiter. Want to see more content like this? Subscribe and click the bell so you never miss a new video again. So the question today is a cover letter worth your time to create and send with your job application? Can it help you? Can it hurt you? Can it hurt you more than it can help you? Well, like everything else having to do with job searching, this is a complex subject, and the answer is not quite as straightforward as you might think. When it comes to applying for jobs online, where you're sending your resume through an online portal, it's going to land on the desk of a recruiter, the odds are that they're not going to read it. They just simply don't have the time. Recruiters are trying to review hundreds of resumes for dozens of positions, and there just aren't enough hours in the day to sit there and read every single cover letter. Now, that being said, I do know recruiters who read cover letters, every single one that they get. But what ends up happening more often than not is they treat it like a writing sample, and it's very likely that if there's any kind of mistake in it whatsoever, they're going to use that against you, and it's only going to hurt your chances of getting an interview, not help them. Many job seekers create a cover letter template, one that they use over and over again, where they just plug and play the name of the recipient, the title of the position, the company, etc. Unfortunately, what ends up happening is in haste to apply to positions, certain variables don't end up getting changed. I can't tell you how many times I've seen cover letters that have the wrong company name, the wrong position title, the wrong recipient name. It can really end up hurting you more than it can help you. So when you're applying online and dealing with recruiters, it's usually not worth the effort to create a cover letter. When you're networking, trying to find unadvertised jobs, or you're trying to connect directly with hiring managers by seeking them out either on LinkedIn or through some other platform and reaching out to them directly, thereby bypassing the online application process and trying to get a foot in the door without necessarily having a recruiter look at your resume, a cover letter is not only necessary, it is absolutely essential. But it wouldn't be a cover letter in the traditional sense of the word, not the kind that you're used to. This is what your traditional cover letter usually looks like. When you're networking, trying to find unadvertised jobs, or networking directly with hiring managers, this is not necessarily the cover letter that you're going to use. When you're searching for jobs through networking or directly reaching out to hiring managers, a good, brief, 3 to 5 sentence cover letter that demonstrates how you can solve the problem that the company is having is absolutely essential. In this case, it's actually more important than your resume. So forget about a standard cover letter. What you actually need is a problem letter, or as some career experts have been known to call it before, a pain letter, whereby you identify a problem that the company is having and demonstrate through either your previous experience or some innovation you've got kicking around in your head how you can solve it for them. There's a lot of different ways you can identify the types of problems that a company or a department within a company may be having. You can look at their job descriptions, try to read between the lines. What are they saying? What are they not saying? What does it seem like they need this position to solve for? If you're networking and you don't have a job description, you can still find out a lot about the types of problems and challenges a company may be having by doing research on them, looking at news articles, looking at press releases, looking at financial statements. You may be able to identify what those pain points are and think through how you can solve those challenges for that company, either by your previous experience or something new that you're thinking about that they haven't thought of before. Change up your mindset. Think differently about what a cover letter can be. Yeah, it can be this, but it can also be this. This too, this counts. And even something like this. Not convinced yet? Okay, let's take a look at one of my own personal experiences from my career. At my previous company, the company I worked for before this one, I never actually applied online for a position until after they had already told me that they were making me an offer. How did I pull that off? Me actually applying for the role was more like an afterthought. The recruiter I was working with was like, "Oh crap, you haven't applied for the job yet? Oh God, can you please get online and do that right now?" It was totally not even taken into consideration. And I'm not suggesting that this is going to work all the time and for everyone, but if you play your networking cards right and you send an excellent 3 to 5 sentence cover letter that discusses how you can solve a problem, how you can innovate something that's going to overcome a challenge that they're having, it can work. See this gent here? This is my former boss at Mallinckrodt. Now check this out. This is the email I sent him along with a copy of my resume. This is the email he sent back. How'd it go from there? Well, speaking of LinkedIn, if you're interested in networking with serious job seekers, getting great news and tips on the employment market, and having an opportunity to hear about job opportunities, join my LinkedIn group. It's totally free, and it just may be the catalyst that drives your job search into high gear. All right, now you've seen it, you know that it works. Cover letters can be a very powerful thing if they are used correctly and in the right circumstances. If you're just applying online, don't bother with them. It's not worth your time, and it's much more likely to hurt you than it is to help you. However, if you're seeking out unadvertised jobs through networking, through reaching out directly to hiring managers who you've tracked down on LinkedIn, or even through other means like Facebook or Zoom Info or something like that, you have a really unique opportunity to get out ahead of them and ahead of the rest of the candidates that are interested in that job by putting a great 3 to 5 sentence pain letter right in their face. Now, I'm going to leave an example below in the description of what a great 3 to 5 sentence pain letter should actually look like. This is your opportunity. Tell them how you're going to solve a problem for them. Before you go check out that example problem letter or dash off to the next video, consider becoming a supporter of this channel on PayPal or Patreon. Links are below in the description. I rely on viewer support. It really helps me reinvest in the channel, and I greatly appreciate any consideration you give there. So if you're going to be applying for jobs online and want to know what some of the best places to do that are, you're going to want to check out the video that's over here. Now, the video over here, that's the one that YouTube thinks you're going to like the best, and generally speaking, they're always correct about that, so you'll want to check that one out too. Enjoy the rest of your job searching day. Thanks for stopping by, and as always, stay classy, YouTube. See you next time. You dig? Sorry, Brian G. I couldn't resist.